take. So what is momentum? Said inertia in motion. That is absolutely one of the definitions I'll accept. So if you think about this, the idea is inertia is an object's tendency to resist change. What momentum does is it not only talks about how it resists change, but how much does it resist, like how difficult is it to get to what you want. So not only is it how much does it resist change, but how much do you need to change it by, right? So momentum tells you, like, on a collision, if you want to stop it, how much do you need to change it by? If you want to speed it up to 50, how much do you want to change it by? Inertia is just like, oh, it's hard to change because it's heavy. It doesn't tell you about how you go about changing it, just that it's difficult or easy. So that is one, inertia in motion. Who had something different? There is another one that I'd accept too. Yeah, Gavin? Mass times velocity, that's the other one I'll take, and that one also is fine. So this is maybe explaining how it works. This is explaining what it actually is. I'm totally fine with either. If I gave you a question on the test and said, hey, tell me what momentum is, and I didn't say anything else, either of those answers is fine. You do not have to have both, but it's worth knowing both on those. So, easy peasy, good on that. All right, Elliot, y'all, what'd you say for impulse? Good, I like that one. So, what is done to change an object's momentum? Good. There is another definition I'll take. Anyone have something different? Kevin?
Force times time interval.
Yes. The other thing I'll take is force times time interval. Again, this is what it does, this is what it is, this is what it does, this is what it is. Totally fine with either definition. It's worth knowing both. But that is the main ideas for those. All right, the next ones I want y'all to do numbers 6 and 7. 6 and 7 here. So these are two impulse momentum examples. So we talked about what impulse momentum are. Now I want you to apply that to these two examples. So number 6 is gymnasts perform on mats. Explain why they protect gymnasts if they fall. Use physics. Don't say because they're soft. Yes, I know the mats are soft. Why exactly are the soft mats protecting you? And then number 7, skydiver. How does a parachute protect them? Again, use physics. Don't say, oh, a parachute keeps you from dying. Yes, I know that. Like, why does it do that? Okay, so talk about why do the mats protect the gymnast? Why does a parachute protect a skydiver? Write those down, talk about them, and then we'll go over. Go! Yes, good. So the way I would phrase it, I would add something to that. I would say they spread it over a longer period of time. But that is exactly right. So instead of doing the force all at once, they spread the force out over time. So instead of having to do all the force at once, they do the force over a longer period of time. Here's kind of my example of something that might be helpful to think about. So think about this. It's like buying a car. So if you want to buy a car, it's going to cost you, I don't know, $35,000 to buy the car that you want. Okay, so that's the impulse. That's how much you actually need. You could do it two ways. You can either give $35,000 to the dude right away and be like, there, now I have the car. Or you could spread that out over time. And instead of getting the car all at once, you pay $500 a month for the rest of your life. Okay? So that's like, you can do it either way. You get the car regardless. It just depends on how do you go about getting the car. Do you get the car all at once, or do you do it over a longer period of time, depending on how things work out?
I see Seth's judgmental eyes. Seth's looking at me. He's so disappointed.
All right. Good. So that's excellent. Spreads the force out over a longer period of time. That is excellent. All right. Number 7. Blake, what did y'all say for number 7? Why do parachutes protect skydivers? So you're close. I wouldn't say time of impact. That's more of like this softness. I would stick with the slow. So what it does is it slows it down so it doesn't need as much impact. That's what I rephrase it. But that's the right idea. You're on the right track there. So what it does is it slows it down so not as much impulse is needed. Okay, so we don't need as much impulse. We're slowing it down so the amount of impulse we need is less. Okay, so this one takes the same impulse, but it spreads it out over time. This one makes it so the impulse needed is less to begin with. We don't need as much to stop it. Okay, it's easier to stop, so we don't need as much force. Perfect. All right. There are more